All right, there we go. Josh Augustinian. Augustine. What the fuck is up, dude?
You know, just living, being.
Just living, being. You guys train today?
Lifted weights this morning. Nothing
Yeah.
too crazy. Yeah.
So what's your camp look like? Like, okay, you just fought, right?
Mhm.
Fucking destroyed a man's soul, right?
So,
What's it look like after that?
I'm trying to keep it like a 52-week camp, basically.
Yeah.
I want to get to where I feel like I should have been probably a couple years ago.
Where's that?
The highest level of the sport. I feel like I should have been in UFC, Bellator, something, maybe 3 years ago, and I've been my own worst enemy
Yeah.
for a long time.
Okay.
And so, for me right now, I like my shirt says, all gas, no brakes. I want to get to the top immediately.
Just fucking go hard, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So just 52. I mean, just year round, right? There's
Yeah.
no off season.
There's no off season, and so my training schedule I just vary it off of how I feel. I'm just trying to get better every single day. Whenever I wake up, I run.
Yeah.
Talk to Justin, like if we're gonna lift, if we're gonna do whatever. I'm going to jiu-jitsu in the morning, whatever class is available.
Yeah. You guys talk
I
every
go
day?
to everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, you've been fucking around the gym for a long ass time. A long ass time.
Yeah.
I always forget how long I know people. When did you start training there? How old were you?
I started training at St. Charles whenever I was 18, but I started training at Domain whenever I was 15.
So you started at Domain, right? And then you
Mhm.
came over when that blend kind of happened,
Yeah.
right?
When
So,
Dustin Severs came over.
yeah, so you were 15 years old when you began training.
Mhm.
Dude.
I just turned 15.
Wow.
Mhm.
What made you want to start training?
Well, I was always an athlete growing up. So,
Did you do sports in school and shit?
yeah. But whenever I got to high school, I got cut from the basketball team. That was my plan, to play basketball.
Ah, yeah.
And so I got cut. I was sick like the week of the tryouts, got cut, and like it was just a huge heartbreaker, and I was so fucking bored
Yeah.
for 2-3 months, whatever it was. And then I saw Nogueira and Heath Herring fight
Yeah.
on pay-per-view at Buffalo Wild Wings. Just happened to see it, and that was the one. It was like, damn, that's a crazy sport.
Yeah.
And then
you thought you might want to do that?
maybe, I don't know if that was the one that made me like I want to do that, but that was the first time that I had really recognized the sport for what it is. I was like, damn, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And then maybe a week or two later, it was weird, the synchronicities of the universe. It's so odd. Maybe a week or two later, I happened to just be gooning, walking around with my friends, riding bikes, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we were doing, but we rode by Domain MMA, and I got the phone number, went in that weekend and trained, and I have not stopped since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're part of like this new wave of athletes, right? Of kids who just started doing just MMA, right? Because in the beginning it was which style is the best, right?
Right.
And then it just started to morph and blend and become its own new thing, right? And then but it was all these people who had a discipline, and then they're learning all these other things and they're making it work. But like there's a whole, group of kids that are coming up, that have come up, we're seeing them, like all they've done is MMA. You know what I mean? Like they still do jiu-jitsu and the different things, but like it was all with the intent of MMA. So it's like that's been the focus from the get-go.
Yes.
That changes everything.
Yes. So whenever I went into the gym that day, the very first day I learned arm bars, triangles, and throwing kicks on mitts, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like
Who was coaching there then?
Dustin Severs was the main coach,
Yeah.
and Jeff
Henry.
was helping a bit, Jeff
Yeah.
Henry, and but that day a guy named Mike Maddock was helping me. He was a fighter at the time. He was actually getting ready to fight Matt Ricehouse,
Oh, was he?
and Matt armbarred him.
Yeah.
And Mike, rest in peace.
Oh, he
That
passed.
was his last fight, and he actually went down his own journey, and
Oh, yeah.
he passed not too long ago, a couple years ago.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens, man.
hmm
Dude, people just go
Interesting
down dark
story, though,
roads.
because you know how close me and Matt are, and that was the first time I had ever seen anyone in a fight camp. First time I'd ever been in a gym. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This guy's so badass. There's no one that could ever beat this guy. But he's coming across Matt Ricehouse.
Yeah, you know Matt now, though.
Yeah.
Matt's a fucking stone cold
Yeah.
serial killer.
Yeah.
Dude, when he gets in there, man, just used to wreck people.
hmm
It was so interesting because, obviously, like in the back, he just have his moments. He's like, I want to fucking do this.
Yeah, I never got to experience that. I never saw him like that. And,
Yeah,
and
man.
that's so weird.
But he
for
does it
me.
in his calm Matt way, right?
That makes sense.
You almost feel like he's not even being serious. But he's like, I want to fucking do this. But then he just walks out there and then he's just, boom, autopilot, just does it. and he always showed up. Fucking yeah, it was always exciting to see him fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Imagine if he wanted to be there.
Yeah,
I would have liked to seen that guy.
I know, man. I know. Yeah, dude. But that's the journey, though, right?
I guess so.
That's the fucking
I
journey.
guess so.
So when you were at Domain, were you competing much, or like what was that like? I mean, you were 15, right?
No,
what
I was
can you
just
do?
I was just learning at that time. And
Yeah.
then once we came over to St. Charles, I think I did my first Naga like within the
Yeah.
first month. Of
Did
me
you guys
coming
even
over to
do
St. Charles.
gi? I mean,
No, we
no
didn't
gi,
do
right?
any gi. It was
Just
all
no
no-gi.
gi.
It was
Yeah.
all no-gi. I think Dustin was a sambo guy, a
Okay.
Russian sambo guy. So
Yeah.
that's where all that no-gi stuff came
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it was very raw technique.
from. Very raw.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody banging in there.
Lots of banging.
Who all was there? I don't even know who all came. So I know. So you came over. I know Zach Freeman came over.
Matt Helm.
Helm came with them too.
Yeah, Helm.
Oh, okay. And I know Roberts.
Yep.
Jake
Jake
Roberts.
Jake started with Jeff. They got him from some other
Yeah.
fitness gym.
Okay.
I saw this wild pit bull. Who else? I don't know. Do you remember Kevin Bathon? He only trained for a little bit. I think he had a fight or two.
Nah, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
I wasn't around when
that's
you
it.
guys came over.
Okay.
So I left in 2010. I moved to San Antonio, and then I came back in 2011. And during that time is when the transition happened from the Randolph gym, which was the first gym, to that Cave Springs gym, and then that's when they blended
Yep,
with Domain.
same time. Yep.
Yeah, so I
Yep.
I wasn't there for that. I came just after. I remember my first day back. I came in, I sparred with Jake Roberts, and I just like kicked the shit out of him. I was just so full like piss and vinegar because like I haven't like
Shit, so was
sparred
he.
or trained in so long, and it was just like my first day back, and I was just like, fuck yeah.
Jake sparred earlier that day and was still full of piss and vinegar.
Oh, that's funny, dude. Good times though. That was so long ago. I mean, what's that? 9 years ago.
I was a boy.
Yeah, so you've been training for 11 years, right? God damn, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't wrestle in high school or any of that?
I wrestled my sophomore season, and I started to wrestle my junior season, but then I started to get some pussy, and I got super distracted, and I was like, oh, man, practice is so hard. I got this jiu-jitsu thing going. I don't know about all this.
Dude, that happens too, man.
I'm glad it happened when it did.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
so
now,
boring.
now I'm right where I want to be. Because
Yeah.
I see a lot of guys that were so focused back then and
Yeah.
are kind of doing whatever.
Dude, the hormones will fuck you up. You know, you're basically walking around just on like steroids all the fucking day. You're like
Right.
the best kind, because that's when your hormones are just optimal, right? When you're going through like those peak like teenage years and like you're really like transitioning into a man, dude. You're like your hormones are fucking crazy, bro. And all you want to do is just fuck everything walking around.
Basically, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a wild time. I don't miss it though.
Not at all.
No.
Oh, these are
No.
the days right here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but wrestling would have been a good move though.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Now,
Like in
especially
hindsight,
looking
right?
at my skill set now, I'm like, damn, if I had that too.
Dude, yeah,
Ooh.
hindsight being 2020, man.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, you can still do it. You know, it's just all about creating.
I'm
that
getting better
muscle
every
memory.
day. I'm getting better every single day.
Yeah.
You know, working with the Hensons, working with Rice House.
Dude,
Just-
since Sammy's come back, yeah, because well, even Rice House isn't like a traditional like wrestler, right? Because he didn't start wrestling until much later. I know he started just going into MOBAP, right? And I mean, he was really smart because like he did just strict wrestling, right? Like he was that guy. He's like, all right, well, let me go to a fucking college campus and go wrestle, right? So I mean, that was really smart.
Definitely.
Like that's like GSP esque, right? Like I mean, that's what he did. Like if he wanted to get better or something, he'd go and just train with the best that he could. That were doing it. What the fuck was I saying? We're talking about wrestling.
Wrestling.
Oh yeah,
Sammy.
but just Sammy. But Sammy being around, dude, like fuck, dude. He's definitely bringing just like an experience and knowledge,
energy as well.
energy as well, dude. He's go
I
bro.
love that guy.
You like training with him? What's
I
it
like
like? I should come to a wrestling practice. I need to
You
get,
definitely should.
yeah.
You just enjoy just being in there.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't
especially-
do anything too crazy.
Well, I've seen him. He's just like go, and he's going with everybody though, dude. Like he's training those kids, like, and they're doing like stance drills and like shot sprawl into your, and then he's doing it with them though.
His intensity is second to none, but you can see how pure his intentions are, and
Yeah.
and the purity of and the how clean his technique is.
Yeah.
It's such an experience to be in his classes. It's
Yeah.
so fun. It's so fun to be around.
Dude, it's man, if you really think about it, it's truly a gym that he's there and he's offering his time like that.
Man. Yeah, to have an Olympic level guy.
Yeah.
Who else has that? It's very far and few. You
Yeah,
know?
dude, you got to go to some special places. I mean, St. Charles MMA is a special place. I mean, that's why he wants to be there, right? I mean, fuck.
It's so cool to be a part of.
Yeah, dude. I was pretty jazzed to get him on the fucking on the podcast when I sat down with him because I mean, shit, silver medalist, right, in the Olympics, won
Worlds.
worlds and took bronze in worlds. Was wrestler of the year in '98. Like, badass dude. And I mean,
Yeah.
he's won multiple other tournaments, right? But dude, yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say.
I don't know.
That's what happens.
He's
Dude.
cool though.
That's what happens. Short-term memory loss, bro.
It happens. We get punched. We punched each other. Speaking of which, I'll lead you into a story. Since
Okay.
we're on podcast. You know, I remember whenever you were fighting. I told this story the other day. I sucked at striking. I was like a jiu-jitsu guy, and I really was just starting to figure out my striking, and I started diving into like how to get better, just studying boxers and good fighters, and this was like right at the beginning of the Conor McGregor phase.
Oh yeah.
And you were fighting at the time. You were very active, and I was just getting comfortable with my stand-up, and I remember hitting you with the clean shot with little gloves.
Uh-huh.
And it was the first time I'd ever done that, and you were so fucking mad. You were ready to beat my ass, and
Oh, really?
you started chasing me across the gym like all crazy technique. No, nothing like real. You were like, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you.
I don't remember that at all.
Short-term memory loss got you, bro.
I like it. Yeah, man. I've been taking a lot of shots to the head.
Me
Try
too.
not to think about it.
Me too. It's okay. We're living.
Yeah, well, dude, that's what the cannabis is for, though, to be honest with you. I mean, it helps with the brain.
I hope so.
I mean, the science says so.
I hope.
I know.
I don't even look into the science anymore.
do.
I'm trying to just do what makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Really. And usually what you do when you're doing what is right and just being smart and learning from other people and
Yeah,
you know,
listen
just,
to your body.
yeah, listening to your body. It's all just natural. It's all easy to do.
Yeah.
You know.
So let's go back to your day-to-days, right? You're training twice a day, you said?
Sometimes more than that.
Morning run,
Yeah.
or lift. How often are you lifting?
Not very often right now. Whenever I'm in camp, I'm usually doing like maintenance lifts.
Yeah.
And just making sure my body feels good, making sure I don't have any imbalances, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm always trying to build strength. But I usually lift like 3-4 days a week, and then I run every single morning. Just depending how my body feels. Sometimes I do 3 miles. Sometimes I'll do 13. If I know I'm not gonna like do any martial arts work, I'll just blast out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but I try and train as much as possible. Like for a while, I was living with Rice House and Gabe, and like if we could do jiu-jitsu for 8 hours in a day, then that's what I would do. But
yeah, dude, that's a lot of jiu-jitsu, bro.
But if we go slow, like Matt style, and he can just break everything
Yeah,
down
it's
to
just
you,
drilling and
you're
technique,
just
and it's not like
sucking in. I'm just
go.
trying to sponge all his knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it's all about the output. Like so, like on a day like Monday or Wednesday, whenever we have an MMA class at 4:30, my body can't really take more than doing a jiu-jitsu class in the morning and maybe a lift and a run in the morning.
Yeah.
But if I do, you know, some lighter work, a bike ride and a run,
Yeah.
and a lift in the morning, and then me and Matt, you know, maybe eat a mushroom or two, and and we just sit and do jiu-jitsu for 8 hours. That's nothing but
yeah, it's pretty chill.
like a personal seminar almost.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you like to do a lot of active recovery stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, like I said, I'm always just feeling my body. So, like, if I cannot train, then I'm gonna do something that's gonna improve me in some way.
Yeah.
Whether it's just stretching or chilling or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not just gonna like sit and watch a movie and not do anything. Like I'm gonna do something for my body, something for my mind.
Yeah, that's a good move. I've been trying to get better at like stretching if I'm just like watching TV or whatnot, I'll just stretch. Or if I'm working, I'll try. I always try to sit on the floor, but now I need to start like sitting in more like stretching positions and being more conscious of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to get lazy on that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, and there's a lot of just like free time that you have. I mean, just wasted time to where you're not really doing much, and you could definitely fill that in while you're doing nothing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
dude. So okay, you're so fucking active. Are you sleeping?
I try to.
You try to. How much are
try
you
to.
sleeping? How much sleep do you get?
Depends on the night. Like the other night, I got out of training at 9:00, and I didn't finish eating till like 10:30, and then had to clean, do shit till like midnight, and I was getting up and running by 4:30 the next day.
Dude, that's brutal.
But I mean, I'm doing I am literally doing everything that I possibly can to get to that next level, and I know that I'm doing everything that I possibly can to get to that next level. So
Yeah.
whenever I step in against
Yeah.
whoever, I will have no doubt in myself that I've put in every ounce of work.
You're not concerned about like overtraining,
No,
like diminishing returns.
like I said, if I feel so fucking tired, or if I'm just not feeling it, or I'm not doing it, like I just won't go. I'll just go take a nap and go back to the gym that night, and I'll hit the bag like when no one's there.
Yeah.
Or if it's class time, then I'll do a class.
Yeah. So you take naps? You're a napper?
Oh, I'm a huge napper. I gotta have my nap, especially if like a day like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need my sleep.
You nap every day, you think? Most
Almost.
days? Yeah.
Almost every day.
Okay. So that's it. So you don't sleep a lot throughout the night, but you sleep throughout the day.
In between training. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I usually train from like 7 to 8 or 8 to 9, and then do jiu-jitsu 10 to 12, and then I have a small break from 12 to 4:30. That's whenever MMA is. And
Yeah.
then eat some food, take an hour, 2-hour nap. And
Yeah, that's a
get
good
back
move.
to the gym.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you weren't napping, I don't know how in the world
Yeah.
it would work. Shut the fuck down, bro.
Pretty much.
Body
Sometimes,
needs rest.
sometimes I pretty much do, and then I'll just sleep
Yeah.
for 14 hours.
Because there is a point of diminishing returns. Like if you do too much, it doesn't really help you. It can even start to hurt you.
I've been there before. You've seen me in the gym like that before. You've even told me, like, dude, go home, get
Yeah.
some sleep. What are you doing?
Well, because it's such a common thing, especially like with MMA, because there's so many things to work on, right? And then you're always trying to out-train the next guy, or there's just so much like mental shit that goes on with it. And
It's
then
all
the
mental.
answer is always, well, do more hard work. And really, like, do more hard work can ultimately fuck you up even worse.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like oftentimes, you just have to save a person from themselves.
Yeah, yeah, but like life itself, it's all about finding that balance.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like we've said earlier, just feeling my body and just understanding myself, understanding how I feel at my most optimal. When I know I'm just being a bitch, I need to push through, and also when I'm like, damn, I could use like 4 more hours of sleep. And like.
You can feel that immediately. Timing's off.
Timing's off. Everything.
Dude, it just makes it mentally hard to want
Thoughts,
to be there.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest thing is I know what I want to do, and if I don't want to be there, then it's probably time for me to get some rest, or go for a bike ride, or just go meditate, or just go read, or maybe even just go see a movie, or just hang out with my girlfriend. Like, just get away for a minute. Because I love it.
Dude, there's a time to push through things, and I don't necessarily think it's that's not one of those times to push through. Like when you're going into sparring, or if you're going into like any high level competition, you don't want to push through when like you're mentally just like not wanting to be there. It's so hard to get over that.
Yep.
Like you have to want to be there, and you have to have like a fire.
Yep.
Like it can't go away.
Absolutely.
Like if you start doubting, it's just like, don't even fucking do it, dude, because you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yep. Especially going against somebody who does have that fire.
Exactly, dude.
Someone who wants to be there more than
and
anything.
they'll sniff that goddamn weakness, and they'll just put you to sleep.
It's a scary game.
Yeah, dude. That's the beauty of Jon Jones, dude. Like, you watch the fights?
I watched the fights. Saturday was disappointing.
Yeah, why do you think so?
Because he had Santos outmatched athletically by so much, man. Like, if you just look at them on an athletic standpoint, he would wax him in every fucking sport. Fighting's the same way, in my opinion. Like, obviously there's technique. You can't be a better athlete than me and come in and beat me in jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna fuck you up. But if they're the highest level. They both understand all the ins and outs and everything it takes.
But what about the fact that dude blew out his knee in the first fucking round, apparently, dude? What, his ACL, his MCL, his PCL, and his meniscus,
I know,
dude.
it's crazy.
Tore that and he was still kicking, still punching. He was still dangerous the entire fucking fight, bro. Like, he hits hard. Just imagine if he's healthy. Here's the thing about Jon, and this is what kind of gets me. He is a cheap motherfucker, dude. And I get it. It's a fight. I get it. And you want to win. And it's like, all right, man, well, there is that. So just, all right, get over it. But on that same note, it's like, this dude is another human being, and, like, it is just a fucking contest. And, like, you're about to wreck his fucking knee up for life, bro. Like, that's some...
When you're in that moment,
I get knocking people out, and, like, I get it. Like, that's a part of the sport. And that's fucking even probably more dangerous, like, knocking somebody out, right? And, like, it can happen. You can break people's arms. You can fuck people up in different things. But when you're just, like, repeatedly, like... kicking like a fucking tender joint like that, that's just like so vital. I just feel like knee kicks are so fucking cheap.
Let me ask you this. If you had a limp, would you rather have a limp for the rest of your life or would you rather know your kids' names for the rest of your life if you had to pick one?
Well, of course, you'd rather have the fucking lip,
Right?
like the limp, but it's like, still, dude, I'd like to have my body still working too. And here's the thing, you might not go to sleep if you have your fucking leg okay. I don't know. John's really good at that leg, right? And the fucking problem is now all of like Jackson Wink is trying to do it, and like Holly Holm got knocked the fuck out trying to do that shit. Like that's not her game. Why was she doing that? It's because everybody sees John do it, and now their whole camp wants to fucking do it. That's stupid.
One thing I noticed about John in that fight, and one thing that was pointed out to me was in all of his fights, you see him wilt people like he's like a bully. You see him just put that pressure on,
dude.
and
He's
he
so
overwhelms
phenomenal
people,
with that. And
know?
like DC talked about how he's just a much larger presence than people realize when you get in there.
And that's what he did to Santos. He put that pressure on him and just stayed right in front of him, and he really didn't capitalize and put a lot together. In that third round, he definitely did.
Yeah.
But he didn't put a lot together because Santos didn't break. He didn't give him that opening and didn't let him bully him.
Yeah,
didn't
dude,
back down 1 inch.
Not fucking punk.
And then that's what happened with DC. He got clipped, and he didn't even do anything. He just let DC trip over himself and then tripped him and then put bombs on him.
Yeah.
Put him away.
Dude, John's something else, bro. But that was a good fight, dude. You think they're going to run it back?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I want to see healthy Santos versus John. And then in the presser, though, John was acting like he's ready to move on to DC or Stipe, but that was the fight I wanted to see before that fight. Now you fucked up.
Yeah,
man.
Dude, nobody wants to see those fights
Now I don't want to
anymore.
see that. You got to go out and smoke Santos and say, all right, I'm the best 205er, like what he did.
Because now it's questionable.
It sucks, though,
I heard
because
some people say
against
Santos
Smith,
won.
he was.
Because, I mean, I watched it, but, like, I go to these things. I'm usually fucking around talking to other people. Like, I don't watch it, like, super involved where, like, I'm scoring this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But from my understanding, it can be argued that Santos won 1, 2, and 5, right? So, I mean, if we're just going round by round, granted, Jon Jones fucked him up way more, but 1, 2, and 5. So it's like,
I kind of thought Santos won the fight.
so there you go, right? So
Yeah.
there's argue for that. I mean, you got to run that back.
Got to.
Shit, dude.
Got to. If you go by rounds, I think Santos won. If you go by the overall fight, I kind of think John won.
Yeah, but that's not the sport, though. You don't go by the overall fight, right? This
I do in my brain, but yeah, you don't.
This
You're not
isn't
supposed
pride,
to,
bro.
right? Yeah. I love it though.
Yeah.
I love that mindset of it being an overall fight rather than
Yeah, that'd
the
be nice
rounds.
if it were. I mean, it might be a possibility in the future. Who knows? Doubtful.
doubtful.
Yeah, dude. But I thought that was an interesting out of cards, dude. People are getting knocked out left and fucking all sorts
It was
of
a
brain
great
damage.
card.
I just couldn't help but think about all the poor like brain cells that were just being demolished.
Ben Askren's afro.
Yeah, dude. Ben Askren got fucked up. That was so fucking gangster, bro. Masvidal is a gangster, dude.
I know. He's on top of
Holy
the world
shit!
right now. I love that guy.
He's like, it was super necessary.
Super necessary.
He's
It
like,
is, though.
He's like, my job. Is it? I mean, he did it because he doesn't fucking like him, and that's his chance. Like, this is your fucking chance. So you might as well just put the fucking, the
Nail in the
Yeah,
coffin.
nail in the coffin, right? Just boom, just do it. So I get it. I totally get it. But then there's just like this humane side of me now. It's just like, yeah, his fucking brain, bro.
know.
But this was that's so. People are talking shit on Askren now, right? Saying he needs to retire, and then other people are like, "Well, bro, it's just one loss." But it's like, on that same note, it's like, is it just one loss? You know what I'm saying? Because Robbie Lawler was tattooing his fucking ass, bro. Ragdolled him, right? Threw him over his goddamn head. Like, was dropping bombs. Askren looked fucked up. Definitely received some. That's 2 fights in a row he got fucked up.
Well, the real question is what is Askren's goal? If his goal is to be an entertainer and to go out and just put on fights and just do his thing and make some money, well then, yeah, come on back and do your thing. But if he's looking to show that he's the best in the world, well then, in his mind, he has to know after those 2 fights,
Dude, yeah, I just don't know.
that's not reality.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that he needs to hang it up, but
No.
but it's like, dude, like realistically, you have to understand, like, this is another level of fucking athlete, bro.
Absolutely.
You're not it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, he is an amazing athlete, though. Like, I don't want to like take anything away from the guy, but it's just like, dude.
If you're going to keep competing on this level,
Yeah, I mean, he just got caught, right? Like, sure, but.
like you said with Lawler, though, he's getting tattooed.
Dude, he's getting tattooed. That's the thing, man. Like, I don't know, man, because it's not like you have 100% percent control of your destiny in the sense of you're picking all your fights. You know, like they're offering you fights, you can turn them down, you can take them, you can do that. You have some negotiation and shit. But like, at the end of the day, you only have so many choices, right? And it's like, what if they only give you these 3 choices? And they're all fucking savages, dude, who are just, like, hit really fucking hard, man. And, like, we all know you're going to wrestle them, but it's like, what if they're also good wrestlers? Because those are the individuals that all these other organizations don't have. Like, 170 is by far this, like, it's like 55, you can
And 70.
well,
Those are the
but
two.
well, those are the two strongest. But like 55, you can go to other organizations and there can be strong 55 divisions.
That's a good point.
But 70 is like pretty much up until I'd say like the last like 5 years or so. Like Bellator has built a really strong 70 division. Like I mean, they got MVP, they got Paul Daly, I mean Rory McDonald. Like they got some pretty savage 70 pounders, but it's still not like the UFC. Like they've always just had a very like savage fucking division. But Astron, he fucking, he was a Bellator champ, and then what? Did he win
I think he
World
was the
Series
one.
of Fighting? Or was he one? He was one.
Yeah, he was the one
Did
champion.
he do World Series and win that? Or?
I don't think he
I
did
didn't
World
think-
Series.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So it was just one in Bellator, right? Those 70 divisions, especially at the time he was in Bellator, were not the level
No.
of where the UFC is, or
No.
even Bellator today.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
like keeping that in consideration, dude, it's just like get your checks, bro. Get your checks. I would love to sit down and talk to him because I think he's like his mind, his sports psychology mind is like unbelievable.
That's actually what he's most passionate about, is what he says.
Dude, yeah, he's such a fucking genius, dude. And like from a business perspective, and he is a world class wrestler and athlete. Like you can't take that away from him by any stretch of.
But just look at his striking is all you got to say.
yeah, dude, those are some
It's
different-
rough,
Those
man.
some killers, dude.
Yeah. You're gonna step in front of Darren Till looking like this, stiff as a board.
Oh nope.
You get knocked out, man.
No, who you want to fight? Who's that?
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway, huh? Well, like a realistic, like first fight though, right? I mean,
shit.
you can take your pick. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people that you could choose from. I mean, I understand you want to fight Max Holloway. That'd be great.
Yeah. Stylistically, like a guy like Frankie Edgar would be perfect for me.
Yeah, is he still fighting?
He's fighting Max Holloway.
When?
I want to say 242. UFC
Oh,
242.
wow. God, I'm so out of the loop, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so out of the loop. Yeah, man. I don't. Who? Yeah. I mean, those are the names.
Yeah.
Those are the names.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't really have one person that I want to fight or who I want to beat. Like whenever I just look at the stylistic matchups
Yeah.
against everyone, I don't see anyone that moves like me.
You're 45er, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anyone that moves their feet like me. I don't see anyone that moves their head like me. I don't see anyone that sets stuff up the way I do.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I want to see where my ceiling is. I want to see who's going to stop me.
Dude, fuck. Well, it's just wherever you want to fucking take it, bro. It's
Exactly.
up to you, man.
Whenever I'm sparring with guys in the gym
You
now.
have to have the belief.
Whenever I'm
You
sparring
do.
with guys in the gym now, only fucking guys that are about 200 pounds are able to eat my shots and are able to get in there and like really stay in the pocket with me. So
Yeah.
whenever I see that, I'm like, all right, well, let's fucking go. Let's see what Max can do. Let's see if he can eat one of my head kicks. Let's see if he can
Yeah.
understand my range of motion. Let's see if he can understand all the different looks that I'm giving, all the different patterns that I'm setting up.
Yeah. So you envision him a lot.
Always, almost
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm running, my run
What's-
gets a little hard. I'm like, oh no, fuck that.
Yeah.
That dude's not
So
gonna
what's
get me.
Blessed out there doing?
Yeah,
He's a fucking killer, dude.
his
Yeah.
pace is unreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
So-
tell he's just a workhorse, man.
Yeah. Well, I understand why you want to run all the time then.
Yeah.
Keep that pace. But I mean, those little guys. You're not a small 45er, man. You got a good frame on you. You could go bigger if you really wanted to.
I could. I definitely could.
You got to slow down your pace just a little bit to not like your fight pace, but just like your training speed. You'd have to slow down just a little bit to put on a little bit of mass.
Definitely, and I've thought about that as well. I think one of the most dangerous versions of myself would be me at about 170 pounds if I
Yeah.
put on a good
You can do it, man.
40, 50 pounds of
Patience
muscle.
is the issue.
I'm not in a rush is the thing
Yeah.
either, and I'm not concerned with doing this for another 15 years of my life.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You
like
just got to structure your year.
I'm just now finding the joy and going through a fight camp and getting into the weight cut and doing all that stuff. And so as I get older, as I become more mature as an athlete and just as a man,
Yeah.
I'm just understanding myself more, understanding the process more, and having more belief in myself.
Yeah, dude. What you need to do is just start and you and Justin sit down and plan out your fucking your training year in the sense of this is gonna be a lifting season, or we're gonna take 8 to 12 weeks and just fucking.
Do you know
focus
Corey
on strength.
Marquardt?
Who?
Corey Marquardt?
Nah.
He's at the gym. He's a white
Oh,
belt
Corey,
at the gym. Yeah. He is a biochem.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit
major.
down with him at some point.
Yeah.
I like talking to him.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this.
Oh,
Like an exact training schedule.
Structuring your
You're
training,
everything that
periodize
we're
it,
doing.
and do all that good shit. Yeah,
Yep.
dude, that's where
Yep.
it's at because you're gonna get the most out of it. You know what I mean? And you you can really start dialing in your shit. I mean, Corey's good because he'll bring in more science, right? I mean, listening to your body is definitely the way to go. But there's definitely simple things you can do. Some people like to just take their heart rate variability. So like they'll know what their baseline resting heart rate is. So say yours is like, I don't know, like 45, when you're in great shape, right? It's 45 beats per minute. But then say you wake up one day and it's fucking, I don't know, like, 7, 8 beats higher, then you know that, hey man, like maybe I just need to do
Yeah.
like an active recovery day,
Yeah.
or maybe I just need to rest today. But then you can kind of pair that with how you feel. So now you kind of have just like a little bit of data just to support what like you're already feeling, right?
Hmm.
So then next time you feel that, it's oh well, maybe I'm like a little overtrained. I'll just dial it back a little bit today.
Yeah. That's one thing that I really am fortunate about is just having this awesome group of people around me.
Yeah.
Like Justin and Corey and even a guy like Jesse Conaway,
Yeah.
who is fighting at the gym, and he knows so much about nutrition, man. He
Yeah.
knows so much about food
Yeah, it's good
and
shit to know.
and I knew nothing about any of this stuff, and having these people around me, and even people like you and like Gabe Stein and Rice House, just people that just help shift and make me grow and just see things that I like about them
Yeah.
and things I don't like about other people and make me, grow into the person that I want to be.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's good to have a community around, dude. It's all about the people. That's what I learned on many of my journeys.
Man, that's what is making me really believe in myself even more is that why do all these people believe in me?
Yeah. Dude, it helps to have that community behind you for that push, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck were we talking about just now? Food, training. No, periodization.
Periodization.
Training. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good move. It's a fucking good move.
Yeah.
It's
I think
hard
that's the
though when you're
next
trying to
step.
schedule fights though, right? Because
Super difficult.
You really have to be disciplined to say, all right, I'm not going to take any fights for these 3 months.
That's the most difficult part, dude.
Unless it's it has to be the big one.
Well, so we were gonna take a fight August 2nd against a guy who was 7-3. He was a 4-time Bellator vet, and it felt like the perfect move for me.
Yeah.
And we were gonna sit down with Corey and do all that stuff 2-3 days ago, and then he got offered a different fight in Bellator. Obviously, he took that. So we're still trying to line stuff up.
Yeah.
And so
That would have been a good opportunity.
right. So now for this week, we're kind of just like in this weird limbo spot where I'm kind of just lacking back on training a little bit. Still training every day,
Yeah.
twice a day, but
Yeah.
not really like balls to the wall, like worried about.
Yeah. So
every
when you're
detail.
in camp, are you focused on like what are you focused on when you're in camp? Is it kind of like skill set, like just keeping things sharp? Are you trying to get better in camp? Because like there's kind of different ways to kind of approach camp. Where some guys, if they get out of shape, they're just always trying to get in shape and just
Yeah.
trying to push as much shape as they can.
Yeah, I stay in good shape, so I don't worry about that.
Yeah. What are you
I'm,
focused on?
I really don't focus on one thing. I'm always just focused on just constantly trying to improve my game and
All
just
around.
improve myself, just everything all around.
Huh.
But then I'm also like for my last fight, I watched so much of his fights. I knew exactly what he was gonna do.
Yeah. So you watch a lot of film of your opponents.
Yeah,
You get
nonstop.
super obsessive.
Oh my god, I'm so obsessive.
Yeah.
I'm so I've been so obsessive in the past that it pulls from my life, pulls from my happiness. To like now, I know how to keep myself happy and I know how
Yeah.
to find that balance. But I'm just now figuring it out, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just now starting to find that.
Bro, I used to like it's just any moment of the day. I could be driving the car, I'd be at work, and my heart would just start racing, bro, just pounding through my adrenaline just shoot up because like in my mind I'm about to go fucking fight somebody. Like I'm just
Just put yourself there.
I'm just obsessing over this motherfucker, bro. I'm just like thinking about him. I'm just like I'm gonna fuck. Like
know, dude.
my heart starts racing. I'm like, all right, I gotta calm it the fuck down. It's
know.
not healthy.
And that's why I'll fucking get up at 4:30 after going to bed at midnight, like ready to go. Like
Yeah,
just
constantly thinking about that
constantly
person.
thinking about that other guy.
Does your body ever twitch when you're laying down? Like, think about like throwing a combo or something.
Like in
twitch?
a dream or something, come up, locking up a triangle. Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
dude.
I do that all the time.
That's so funny, man.
Yeah,
So you spent some time out in Colorado.
I did.
How was that?
I did. So that was an experience.
Yeah, I mean that's a part of like kind of your 2-year journey, right?
Right.
Let's talk about that,
Right.
bro.
So when did I move out there? 22, I think.
You're
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, I think when I was 22.
What made you want to go out there?
So, my girlfriend and I were just, figuring out life, and I was getting ready for a fight,
Yeah.
and I don't really know, man. It was just like it was a invitation only gym at the time, and Drew Dober, had stayed at Gabe's house. Like I knew him a little bit from coming and training with us.
Yeah, Drew's a cool guy.
And so I reached out to him and was just like, hey, do you mind if I come and check out the gym? I just wanted to just see something new, just try something new.
Which gym was that? Elevation?
Yeah,
Team
Elevation. Yeah, it was at the Muscle Farm headquarters in Denver.
Yeah.
And the reason I really just wanted to go see it was because I didn't know where I was. Like I was just starting to get super competitive and wanting to be a world champion, but I hadn't seen what a world champion is. I didn't know what a world champion was.
It's curiosity, right?
Exactly. And TJ Dillashaw was there at that time too.
Oh, was he?
So and he's one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah.
As a fan.
Did you get to experience his kind of what he's like at all?
Yeah.
While you're there?
Yeah.
What's he like?
He's super competitive.
Or like the things that are said.
Yeah, that he's a dick and a crazy training partner.
Does he train really hard?
He trains.
Does he got a high body count? Puts people to sleep and shit in practice?
I saw him definitely fuck some dudes up, but he's
some
also
people are like that, man.
He's very selective about who it is because he would only do that to people that he could do that to. He wouldn't like pull me into a private training thing
and start fucking you up. No,
because he's not getting he's not gonna fuck me up. Like if he didn't know he could fuck you up, then he wouldn't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, some people are just like that, man. Whenever I was listening to that Masvidal podcast on Rogan, he was talking about how ATT fucking. I knew Hector Lombard. I've just known just from talking to other fighters that he puts people to sleep in practice. Like he's just a hard sparring partner.
I could see that, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like he was a scary individual for a long time when he was in Bellator, especially. So I heard that, right? But then he had said that he confirmed Hector, which I already knew. But then he said that Dustin Poirier has a high body count.
Really?
I was like, yeah, you're surprised to hear that too, right? I was like, damn.
Because he's like kind of touchy.
Apparently he hits fucking hard.
Yeah, apparently. Makes sense.
So some guys are just like that, man.
Yeah.
That's why, it sucks though.
Is what it is.
You don't want to train with those guys.
No one wants to train with those guys really at the end of the day.
All, man.
Unless they're like offering you something like to the table. Like who's this fucking boy? Archuleta. Archuletta's his boy, and they would always train together. And I remember specifically, Tim Elliott was out there training at Team Elevation as well, and he was getting ready for the Demetrius Johnson fight. But I didn't personally know that. I'm sure TJ and Archuleta knew, but it was because of the show.
Yeah.
And he was about to fight DJ, and so I didn't even know he made it through the show at the time. And I remember Tim trying to go over and get work with those guys on some wall wrestling, and they just brushed him off. Like they were just so much better. I'm like, no, man.
Get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim looked good against DJ.
He did fucking great, man. Imagine if he would have had some good training partners like those guys fucking whooping his ass every day.
Yeah, too many people probably wrote him off. Yeah. I know, and fucking, he's one of the best fucking, lightweight, what, featherweights?
Flyweight.
Yeah. Is that the weight class?
Yeah.
Of all fucking time, dude. That guy, god damn.
Yeah, so, I went out there whenever I was 22. Just out of curiosity, just to kind of see what it was like.
Yeah.
And then whenever I trained out there for a week, they invited me to come back and live out there. And so the week before that, I had my last amateur fight, and I decided to microdose before that fight, which I thought was an excellent idea. It was a very poor decision.
Did you lose that fight?
No, I won. I won a decision, but I did it terribly.
What'd you microdose on?
LSD.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it might have been a little more than a microdose. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't tune you in?
Yeah, no. The nerves are good. The nerves are a good thing, and it completely erased those for me. And I was just like there. It was almost like training. I was just like,
I do better with no nerves, too. I just I don't give a fuck. I just go murder people.
I like to feel that little like.
It's good to have the nerves.
Like, you're going to try to kill me a little, and then you're on that extra edge.
Yeah, but I like to stay
ready to
loose,
rip
man.
stuff.
But you can't be too loose. There's a balance.
There's that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm usually like too relaxed in life and stuff.
Yeah, I've been there. I can sleep before I go fucking compete.
That's crazy
I'll go
to me.
sleep. I've always been like that though. Even like high school when I was wrestling, like before finals matches, because there'd usually be a pretty big gap where they're doing like wrestlebacks and shit. I would just sleep like up in the bleachers and just wake me up and I'll go wrestle.
Go get Adam. It's his turn.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
That's
dude.
funny.
So you thought that'd probably be the move for your career? I get it.
It
dude.
was though.
We all have that thought though.
It was though for a minute because
it was experience.
I got to go see what a champion looks like on EPO in the middle of camp.
Yeah, you got to see it.
That's a fucking workhorse is what that is. Regardless of if you're on drugs or not, you have to outwork every motherfucker.
Yeah, they don't do the work for you. EPO doesn't do the work for
It
you.
does recovery
It just
for you.
allows you, to recover faster so you
Yeah.
can do more work.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of fucking work.
That motherfucker worked harder than everyone in the room.
Mm-hmm.
He was more active. He was more mentally engaged with the coaches, asking what we're going to do, things like that. And that is what showed me how you be a leader, how you act like a champion, how you train like a champion. And ultimately, it showed me through those things, whenever I came to my own performance, how to perform like a champion.
That's extremely valuable.
Extremely.
Yeah, man.
It will never leave me.
Yeah, I mean, the people that you surround yourself with, or just, if you can just be in certain, like the presence of certain people, even if it's just a little bit, like some of that shit will come away. Like, you can take something away from that experience and like build upon that and grow.
Definitely. Whenever I was out there, it was just such a crazy thing, just seeing what that was, and seeing that what we were doing was literally no different. We're doing the exact same thing. What they're doing, they just have nice mats and stuff.
Yeah, it's all the same shit, man.
It's the exact same shit.
Yeah.
But the difference is that the coaching, I thought, was honestly worse.
Yeah.
The coaches were there for money. They weren't there because they just wanted to be there, and they knew me since I was 15 years old and just want to see me be successful. They're just there for their paycheck, and they'll teach this little jiu-jitsu move, they'll show this combo.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my hour. I'm gonna get out of here. Have a good day, guys. I'm going out driving in my Audi. Peace out.
Really?
Yeah.
No one was really super engaged? I'm sure there's some, right? It just depends on who you were.
Depends who you are. Depends who you are for sure. Because I mean, if you ask the right questions to anyone that's a fucking black belt and has been in martial arts forever, it's natural to start answering questions and become more engaged. But from what I saw out there was not a ton of true passion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's like a symptom of those big super gyms.
I think it is.
You know what I mean?
I'm acting. So the position that I'm in, looking for a fight now, those are the type of guys I want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I see those gyms building their guys to 5-6-0 and getting them to the UFC, like an Austin Hubbard, who was the LFA champ and just got signed to the UFC. And
oh, really?
yeah, he was the LFA lightweight champ, and he was one of my main partners out there. And he was just.
You feel like you're better than him.
Oh, I'd smoke him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, some of it is definitely who you know. Man, there's so many politics. Justin's a workhorse. So
he's a workhorse. I love that guy, man. I love that guy.
So he'll be good. He'll be sending out fucking emails and calls all fucking day.
He probably is right now.
Right now, dude.
Yeah.
Right now. He's definitely a good dude to have in your corner, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So after like, I don't know, 6 months there, it was hard, I didn't have any support system around me. It was just me and my girlfriend. I had to have a job. We're paying bills. We're figuring everything out. And plus I'm trying to train and keep up with these fucking killers that are already making money from fighting. So all they're doing is training. They're fucking gaining ground on me. And I remember having this conversation with my dad, like just telling him I wanted to come home and that I knew that I had made a wrong decision. And he was the one who was like, you need to call Rice House right now and you need to apologize for leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did?
So I had to call him and I had to apologize. And he's like, on a personal level, that hurt. But on like a martial arts level, I'm here. I'm doing my arm bars and my shit. And nothing has changed here. You're just over there. So if you want to come work with us, you don't have to ask my permission. You just
come back.
Just be in there.
That's so fun. That's exactly what Rice House says.
Yeah.
That's some gangster shit.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm still here. You're just over there. You can still come back over here.
I never told you to leave. This is all your decisions.
Yeah.
I'm at jiu-jitsu right now.
That's funny. Yeah, and you came back and you guys just do jiu-jitsu all the fucking time.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Whenever I came back, we really started to that's whenever we really started to work a lot, and I really started to gain a lot of ground in my game. I felt
he's a
like
gem, dude.
Yeah.
Like his mindset.
He's so smart.
Oh my goodness.
He's
just
so smart.
like he just has an understanding of all these little transitional positions that people don't really think about. And,
all the details.
Yeah, and he just has an understanding of it's like if I do this, then realistically you have to do this. If you don't do this, then I'm going to do this, and it's just like it's just so vast.
I've told a few people this week. I might have told you. But I was rolling with him the other day, and he was tying up his black belt, and I'm like, damn, I need one of those. I think that would look good on me. And he just like smiled and looked at me and said, the difference between this and any other belt is the intangible. It's not about this move or that move or any sequence that you'll ever learn. It's about the feeling in between those moves and how those open up. And those are the true doors that are created.
so
And that's what a
true.
black belt is.
That's true, man. That's true, man. I always think of it like the longer you look at a problem, you see it differently and you see new things within it. And that's jujitsu. Like you just looked at this problem for so fucking long, and all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, there's that, and then oh there's this, and then there's just all these like understandings and feels that come along with it, and it's like riding a fucking wave, man. I enjoy that shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
man.
my goddamn
I
addiction.
like that a lot.
Yeah, that's my goddamn addiction nowadays, dude. Ever since I stopped fighting, I just I was like, man, I gotta go ahead into fucking jiu-jitsu. I wanted to get my black belt as fast as possible because I was a blue belt for 4 years. I was like, I don't want to be a purple belt for 4 years.
How long have you had your purple?
Coming up on 4 years. Like, fuck. I've been going even harder, though. Oh, well. It is what it is.
That's what it is.
It is what it is. It's a fucking journey. But, yeah, man, that's why, like, time and belt, I think it really does matter to a degree. Because some people are just super fucking athletic and they can compete at that high level. But it's like, do you really have that deep understanding of jiu-jitsu, or are you just like a super good athlete? You know what I mean? Because there's definitely that, So I don't know, man. There's definitely different ways
It's hard
because
some people just pick up on it differently.
Some people do pick up on it differently, right?
Like Corey, who I was talking about earlier, he's only white belt, but like I was rolling with him the other day, and I was like, damn, dude, you're getting pretty fucking good, pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because he has like a little bit of wrestling base. He's a pretty good athlete. He was a college All-American athlete in lacrosse.
He did taekwondo as well.
He did taekwondo growing up, and he listens, man. He's super fucking attentive.
Super smart guy. He knows how to learn.
He's smart. He knows how to learn, and so he's just picking up on it very fucking quickly. And then plus all that background, like we talked about, it's a storm.
Yeah. Well, jiu-jitsu has it's attracting a lot of smart people. You know what I mean? We have such a diverse group of people at the gym, dude. It's so cool.
I love it.
But we have doctors and lawyers and fucking plumbers and
Jake Roberts.
Yeah. Dude, we just have it all, man.
Yeah.
So it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing this shit, and a lot of smart people are doing it.
Yeah, I wish I would have got to meet John Thomas whenever he was with us. Did you ever meet John?
I met John, yeah. He was here, and he was about to leave for Atlanta or Europe at the time? Maybe Atlanta. Yeah, it was right before he was about to leave. He was a purple belt. He just won worlds at purple.
Nice.
Yeah, I met him.
I know Matt told me he was like a huge guy for him.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy. I talked to him a couple times. He gave me a compliment. He's like, "You're gonna be good." And I felt pretty good about that. Yeah, he's savage, dude.
He's really good.
Yeah, I think he has a school somewhere in Europe nowadays.
Denmark,
is that where it's at? He's just teaching over there, doing his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's good. Yeah. What the fuck's his last name? John what?
John Thomas.
Thomas. Ah, man. I'm always telling myself I'm getting better at names, but then it's not like I ever talked to John.
Yeah.
He'd be a cool one to have on the fucking podcast. He's traveled everywhere.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, what do you think's gonna be next for you, man? Like, you think you're gonna take a little bit of time and just keep fucking, trying to get stronger and maybe put on a little mass? Or you're gonna try to get a fight as soon as possible?
No, I'm trying to get a fight as soon as possible. Honestly, if I could hop on a short notice fight next weekend, that'd be fucking excellent.
Yeah, deal.
But it's
what are you weighing? What are you walking around at?
After training, I'll be like 155, maybe 160. It just kind of depends what I'm eating.
That's a good weight, man. I mean, you're only 10 pounds over. Like,
yeah.
You're not going to kill yourself if you need to cut weight, so you still have energy, and it's not super unhealthy.
You're
not dehydrating the brain.
Yeah, I'm long though, so it's a bitch to get down to 45.
You're thin,
but
yeah,
but
you're doing
it
right.
Yeah, it is. And I'm always eating healthy. I'm always training, so I'm never like.
What kind of stuff you eat?
Man, I eat fucking great. I don't know. I eat fucking eggs and oatmeal every day in the morning, and I don't know. I try to eat as clean as possible. Lots of sweet potatoes.
Yeah, sweet potatoes are good.
Lots of clean meats.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it, man, is if it's just, if it's meat and vegetables or, as long as it's not the processed bullshit, dude.
It's so simple.
It's pretty simple, just like carbohydrates aren't bad, especially as an athlete. Like, you have to have those, right? So it's like you want to get the best kind. So
that's what I'm just now learning.
Sweet potatoes, white potatoes, rice,
oatmeal. Doubling up on them after like a hard training session is something I've had to learn the hard way too.
One of the best things that you can do, especially if, like, for you, because you train so hard and like you deplete your glycogen store pretty often, like having a big carbohydrate, like just a lot of potatoes or something, like before bed, it'll do two things. One, it's gonna help backlog like all of your like your glucose store, so you have that for the morning. But it's also going to create an insulin spike, which is going to help you get tired and go to sleep. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, so I mean, oftentimes like in Thanksgiving, people always talk about the tryptophan and the turkey. That's what makes you tired, but it's really like all the fucking sides and the fact that it's mostly carbohydrate based. We get this huge insulin spike, and then there's this dump, and you get all fucking tired,
Right.
bro. That's why you hear people get all sleepy in the afternoon after lunch, right? Most people are eating bullshit and they get all tired.
Yeah.
So that yeah, dude. So if you do that, apply that to before bed, big like potatoes or rice or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have that shit. You have all those carbohydrates, dude. It'll make you super fucking sleepy, and then you're still processing all that, and you'll have that glucose for the next
I'm
day.
a huge late night sweets guy, so that's good to hear. 'Cause, a nice sweet potato, brown sugar. Ooh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, dude. I like to do cinnamon. I just stick with the cinnamon on that shit, bro.
That's nice too.
Some cinnamon and butter.
Nice
That's
too.
my jam.
Oh yeah. Gotta have the butter.
Yeah, but you're so active, you can get away with the sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in the right ways.
That's at least what I tell myself.
My
weight's not bad.
You don't want to overdo it, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're not like just somebody sitting down on the fucking couch, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We were talking to Brendan Caldwelder. Did I say that right? Caldwelder. There. Sometimes I get so tongue tied, dude. We're gonna sit down and podcast on Monday, but we were talking about like nutrition and post shit. He was saying that. And I'll talk to him about it, but he was saying that sometimes, like after a workout, he'll have like a Pop-Tart or something for like the simple sugars. I'm like, there's just so many better ways to get a simple sugar. I mean,
Brendan's gonna be a good guy to have on here. He's fucking funny.
yeah, I like Brendan. He's funny. Maybe we'll see if Skylar can join too. We'll just
Yeah.
have those dudes who like clown.
They're silly.
They're silly dudes.
They're silly.
They're funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like them. But I didn't realize how knowledgeable he was about nutrition and shit. So we were talking, but I was like, dude, you gotta understand, like that's also gonna cause like gut dysbiosis because of just like the processed like empty fucking calories, and like it's going to cause inflammation. So it's like, yeah, you're getting this simple sugar and you're using it, and I understand like people like bodybuilders especially, like they'll argue the science. They're like, well, the science isn't conclusive or doesn't really clearly state that this is bad for you, right? It doesn't really say it's bad for you. So they say like, well, you can do it then, right? Or like drink soda and different things. But I'm like, if you use your fucking brain,
Right.
I understand the science doesn't say that this is bad, but if you use your fucking brain a little bit, like how about we just like understand like processed food is just not good.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Like
simple.
people get very overly like they get caught up in the science and they become dogmatic. You know what I mean? Instead of just like listening to your body and shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's easy to though. You get told one thing and then you're just like stuck on that idea for a while.
Yeah.
Until you're disproven or something. Something's disproven.
Yeah. So you watch a lot of film. I know you said you like to watch a lot of film of your like opponents.
I
But
watch so much fighting.
are you a fight junkie? I used to
Oh
be
my
like
god,
that.
man!
Fight
I'm
pass.
obsessive. No, I don't have Fight Pass, but my thing is I like going on YouTube and I looking up old fights of like Tyson and Mayweather and like really good kickboxers like Raymond Deckers and like Sin Chai. I like to just watch those guys and just like watch them just
the greats do their fucking thing.
Just do their thing. And there's a ton of just awesome breakdown videos that people will do that you can just watch, see that stuff. And like you see me in with the boys all the time. Like we're always just doing our own kickboxing, like little drills and stuff. A lot of those drills come from just shit on YouTube that we've seen that we're just like, all right, let's play with this a little. Then we'll do some touch drill with it, and then we're sparring with it, and the next thing you know, I'm fucking hitting a Tyson like come around on your back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch those breakdowns by it's like Bazooka Joe Shill. I don't know if it's Joe Shill. It's Joe something.
Bazooka Joe, what's his name?
He was a world champion kickboxer.
Yeah, he got beat by Joe Schilling, right? Is that who I'm thinking of?
I don't know. It's not Joe Schilling is what I'm thinking of, but it's Bazooka. It's Joe something. I don't know why. Like, is it? It's
a V.
It's a V. Yeah, it's like Valentini maybe, or it's like an Italian name. Either way,
I feel horrible. I
feel
should know
bad.
this.
Like chopping this. Either way, but he's. I don't know if you checked out his shit, man. He's pretty good, dude.
He's amazing.
He's super knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He has some good videos. He has a good Instagram.
I don't think I've seen his breakdowns, but
his Instagram is good, man. He has good drills, man. He has good breakdowns of things. I think he has a YouTube channel and his Instagram, but they're both pretty good.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
He knows his shit.
Yeah.
That guy was a banger, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of him until he was on JRE, and then I like went and watched his shit. I'm just like, holy cow.
Dude.
That's what it takes, man. I don't have it.
His glory fights are something else.
Yeah. You ever think about doing kickboxing?
I've done amateur kickboxing.
Yeah.
I am not opposed to doing professional kickboxing, but like right now where I am in my career, I I just want to see what
Yeah.
happens with MMA, and I don't want to take anything off that focus at all.
Yeah, but what if there's like a lag time?
If there's a lag time,
I
I
feel
would
like-
be down as fuck.
Yeah, man, just like get some fights and get some paychecks.
Paychecks and just
Experience.
try it, man, because
It's actually very relaxing
it's so fun.
doing boxing and kickboxing. After you do MMA and then you just start removing all these different things, it's like, oh, it's just boxing. Oh,
So
it's just-
easy.
yeah.
So much simpler.
It's like, you mean they can't take me down?
And your body feels good too. I remember training for Golden Gloves like 2 years ago, and not having to grapple every day and just doing just the running and bag work and just the mitts all the time. Like
Oh.
just all the tension off of my back and shoulders was just so excellent. I just remember feeling so good. Then getting back
Yeah.
into training and having people on my neck.
Yeah, that's hard on the spine, dude. Jiu-jitsu can be
Oh.
super hard on the spine. You gotta have good posture. I always try to like,
That's why like that outside stretching is so important. Just like whenever you're not doing anything,
Oh, dude.
you have to, or else,
always trying to stretch, man.
you're fucking done the next
Yeah.
morning. You know.
Man, and I
Just
didn't
trying to loosen
realize
up.
for the longest time, like my ankles are super fucked up. Like most people are, like they have very tight ankles because shoes are at an elevation, so you're constantly flexed. So that just makes things like make your calf tight, make you lock up all those like small joints in your foot, and then there's also usually like a narrow toe box, so it just kind of puts your foot in a weird position.
Yeah.
So just like growing up in that, just years of that, and I sprained my ankles, both my ankles in high school. So I've always made sure they're always tight, because in my mind, if they're not tight, I'm gonna fuck them up, right?
Right.
So it's just like limits your range of motion, because it's like our body's a chain and it starts from the feet up, and for the past like year and a half, I've just been focusing on my fucking like just loosening up those ankles just to make me a better fucking athlete. And it's helped the jiu-jitsu tremendously, just like opening up everything, because fixing the ankles fixes everything up the
kinetic
up
chain.
the chain, right?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, bro. And
Makes
that's why
perfect
that's why I do
sense.
so much barefoot, dude. Like that's why I even have those barefoot shoes I've been running barefoot in too, those Vivo Primus Light.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my
Nice.
shit,
I'm gonna have
bro.
to check those out. I do like grounding. I like walking around. I like taking my dogs for walks.
Yeah.
and just doing different random shit. Just sometimes I just don't even wear shoes. Just out
Yeah,
to the
I do.
gym and shit.
I do a lot like actually not wearing shoes, but even like just the barefoot shoes, even just sandals. I wear so many sandals, but then I finally got there's these sandals called Zero shoes. I think Zero, XERO, and those are those sandals that I wear all the time. But it's essentially just like a flat piece of rubber, and that's it. There's like no real support, so it's definitely made my feet a whole lot stronger. I've walked probably hundreds of miles barefoot at this stage of the game, dude. It's crazy. We my girlfriend and I went to San Francisco. I don't know, probably like 9 months ago now. I think it was like last like October or November, and we walked like 10 miles in one day, just walking all over the city, just
Damn.
doing like urban and fucking hiking. And but I was in sandals that entire time. Fucking walked 10 miles in sandals, bro.
I had to
like-
kick those off. Just going barefoot.
I should have.
Yeah.
My feet were completely black by the end of the day. Yeah, man. So do you hike and shit?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
to hike. Yeah.
That's a good way to kind of reset.
Yeah. It's hard though. There's not many great places around here. Like I just came back from California visiting my buddy up Northern
I saw
California.
that. How
Oh
was
my
that, man?
God, that was so amazing, and there was
Yeah.
so many beautiful places to go. That was another
You're in the
really
Redwoods,
appealing
right?
thing. Yeah, I was up in the Redwoods,
Yeah.
up north, the Redwood Curtain.
That's
what they
cool.
call it.
That's dope, dude.
Oh, it was amazing. It was such a great experience. It was a nice. That was like my perfect vacation reset. Like even in the middle of that week, I called Justin, like freaking out. I'm like, dude, we got to find another fight. I'm ready. I'm already getting antsy. I can't just be on the beach just chilling.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit going.
Yeah, man. Fuck, dude. You're fucking living with the purpose, dude. You're on a mission.
I'm trying.
It feels like it's never going to happen, right? And it feels like you have to make it happen right now. But in a way, you have to have urgency. But you also have to be patient.
The thing that I have found with that is, like I told you, I let my happiness escape me from being so involved in it. That was one of my biggest things, is just not being present in the moment and thinking about, man, is it ever going to come? Will it come? How am I going to get there? This, that, everything in between.
Yeah.
Rather than just being here and just kind of letting the outcome of everything not really faze me. Like,
and you can't control it.
you can't. It's going to happen or it's not. And all I have is this moment here and what I can do with my time in between before my next moment that will lead me
100%,
to my next step
man.
in my career.
You can only control yourself and the things that you do, and that's your effort. You know what I mean? Like the work that you're putting in, your attitude, your belief. You can control those things, right? And if you do all of those things, then success is inevitable, essentially. You know what I mean? It's just the process. If you trust the process, you fucking go hard at that shit, bro. The end result is what happens.
You're
always.
preaching to the choir right now,
I
man.
know,
This is
bro.
what I'm always saying to people too.
It's
Like
just-
even just the people around me that I can just see in their eyes, like my parents, my girlfriend's parents, when they're like, what are you doing with your life? I'm like, I'm trusting the fucking. I'm doing it.
Yeah, man. It's not pretty. It's not sexy, dude.
No,
Like,
no.
but it's just that's what it is. That's what it takes, man. You have to trust it. And you have to believe it. And you just have to grind day in and day out, and just know like it will happen. Success isn't complicated, but it's not easy. Right? I mean, it's a very simple process in theory, but like the execution is fucking hard, and people want to take the path of least resistance. We're fucking creatures of habit.
We're
dude.
creatures of habit.
Yeah, man. Well, I can't wait till your next fight then.
Me too.
Yeah, you think it's gonna be on Nemesis again? You're gonna try to hit another promotion?
No.
No.
I would have liked it to be on their next show, but I don't know why they're trying to work with their own guys and stuff. I offered, yeah, it's whatever. I offered to fight their main guy who's fighting for the 145-pound title, Sean Woodson. I've offered to fight him a couple of times.
You've offered to fight Sean is at 45. Ooh, that'd be an interesting matchup. He's fucking long, man.
He's long.
I haven't got to spar with him. We were going to spar. I was at the hit squad, and I had just sprained my knee fucking grappling with Luigi Fioravanti. Fucking, like, tripped me in, like, the canvas, and my foot got caught in the canvas, and, like, a minor sprain on my LCO. Fucking sucked.
Luigi's a beast, too.
He is a beast, dude. He's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little tank.
Yeah, I like him.
I'd like to have him on the podcast sometime.
Yeah, he'd probably have some good stories.
Oh, man, he's been in there with the best of them, dude.
Yeah.
Traveled all over the world. Fought fucking... The one that always sticks in my mind is...
Fitch?
No, Anthony Johnson.
Oh, I didn't even know they fought.
I think it was like a fight for the troops. It's kind of one of those deals where...
His head got exploded?
Yeah, dude. Anthony hits hard, bro.
I can only imagine. Especially the 170 Anthony Johnson.
This was a 170 fight, bro. Oh, dude.
That was a scary man.
He, like, had to kill himself to get there. You know what I mean? Like, him going up to 205 was the best decision ever. He was...
Shit, you see him now? About
Dude,
to get ready
like,
for bare knuckle?
Like 250?
Oh
How big
goodness.
is it? Like, his face just looks so
Puffy.
round and puffy, bro.
You can just tell he's happy, though.
Good for him, bro. Making money, dude.
Making money, being fat.
Being a G.
Just being a G.
Getting in the cannabis
Hitting
space.
motherfuckers hard.
Yeah, man, he's a bad man. He was a bad man. I used to think in my mind, like, I don't ever want to fight him. Because there's a period where we were both 170. I'm like, I don't ever want to fight him.
That's a matchup I'll avoid.
I wouldn't. Dude, it's just like, do you like your brain? I like mine. You know what I mean? I've actually never been knocked out. I've had a flash knockout once in practice. I've had my bell rung a few times, but I've never been knocked out. And thank God. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You been knocked out?
I don't know.
In practice or anything?
I mean, I've definitely been buzzed.
Yeah,
quite a
dude.
few times.
I've had my bell rung. Just ding. Just like, oh shit.
I'm a pretty hard sparrer though, so
Yeah.
that doesn't really translate well with most people.
Hard sparring.
Yeah, but that's just, it's not like I'm a hard sparrer. Like I'm gonna try and fuck you up if we spar. It's just like I want to win every single exchange, and if
Yeah.
I don't, I'm gonna try a little harder to win every single exchange.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, we're fighting.
Oh, dude, see, that's the problem. That's so much ego. How do you get better if you're always trying to win? Sometimes you can't always try to win to get better.
I don't just win with my tricks that just win. I'm using everything in the book that I'm trying though. Like I'm not just like gonna throw harder or put more attention into it. Like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna dig deeper into the book.
Yeah.
Because I don't really fight that way. Like I don't fight like I'm gonna rip your head off. I'm just like, let's pick up the speed a little. Let's feel this angle a little more.
Yeah.
You know, create an opening with maybe a little more pace.
I can dig it.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Angles are important.
angles are my game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You try to stay long on people.
always stay
Yeah,
long.
That
and
reach is important.
pick my shots.
Know that
Create really
range.
good angles, and then the movement on top of it is, I think, what is going to stifle a lot of opponents. Like especially at 145, maybe in 6 foot, and them not being able to get to me is going to force them to get into me.
Yeah,
And
you're a
that's
big
where
45er, man.
That's where shit gets dangerous.
Yeah.
Whenever you force yourself to like really come into my range.
Yeah. We just need to get you in some of these large organizations.
That's what I want. That's what
Yeah.
I want. I want to go in and I want to fight the best people.
Yeah. Have you and Justin considered like Shamrock or anything? I mean,
We actually
They're-
just got an offer from
I
Shamrock.
mean, they're in town, bro.
Yeah.
That's a path to Bellator for sure.
Yeah.
Without-
Well, the offer they gave me was an 0-0 guy, and then so like a day after getting an offer from a guy that's 7-3, it was just like, oh fuck.
No, I get it.
You know.
Yeah,
I-
a win's a win though, man.
A win's a
Fuck.
win. A win's a win. And
Trash that dude, get a paycheck.
yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to get to the next level. So
Yeah, man.
we'll figure our options out here in a couple days, and it'll be what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
This is the struggle of a fighter, man. People don't realize it's just like you just want to fucking fight, and you're just constantly waiting, and that's why people get out of shape and they lose motivation and shit because
Yeah.
it's just like fuck. And also, you can only fight so much because your body will only allow it. 'Cause
You know, it's
sometimes-
funny you say this because I had a conversation with AJ Sisko like maybe a year ago, and he was telling me like, man, the politics and all this and that. Like, I don't even want to be a part of it anymore. I didn't understand it at that time. I was just about to make my pro debut, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, bro,
Yeah.
you just fucking train, get better. What are you talking about? And now that I'm like in this position, I'm like, oh well, fuck, I get it. Like, I could see how if your ultimate goal wasn't to be the absolute best, then I could see where like the politics and the shit that gets in the way. You're like, man, fuck this.
dude, it gets crazy, bro.
I bet it gets only worse.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well, I mean, Julius had like a year and a half layoff.
Yeah, that's crazy. If it comes to that, if it starts coming to like getting into the months, then I'm gonna, do pro kickboxing or boxing
Get
and
some
shit
money,
like that.
man.
Make some money.
Yeah, get some experience. Stay active at the very least.
That's my biggest thing is staying active. I'm just starting to feel really comfortable in there,
Yeah.
and I've never had like large strings of fights except for my first time fighting to like whenever I had my first injury.
Yeah.
I haven't had like a large string of fights other than like maybe one or two together. So now that I have had put two together, I want to hop right back in there. So that way I just
Keep the momentum up.
keep the momentum, keep comfortable in there. The more you do it, the more you're just at peace with the whole process.
Absolutely. Your last two fights finished in the first round, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. That's not a lot of ring time, right?
That's
So
what I'm saying.
it helps to get those rounds in. Those, fucking.
That's what I hear, but I also want to keep just getting them out of there.
I mean, and realistically, man, I mean, there's going to be a period to where it's like, yeah, you smash the folks, but then you're going to like, all right, well, now we're like ascending to that next level, and then that next level of like athlete, and it's just like these are going to be some good fucking fights.
That's what I was excited about with this next guy. Is he was a tough guy from Oklahoma, and
well,
but
they're all tough.
yeah, everyone's tough in MMA, but he wasn't very technical. Like it didn't. I probably could have got him out in the first round, but
Yeah.
it was gonna be a guy that I wasn't gonna just hit a couple times and they were gonna go away. It
Yeah.
was someone that I was gonna have to like dig,
Mhm.
and he was gonna have to dig, and that's
Yeah,
that's something
man.
I was really excited for about that fight.
That's
but
that challenge.
yeah,
Right on.
but
dude.
that's what it's gonna be. Whenever you get to the highest level, it's gonna be fucking
Yeah,
people,
dude. Everybody's fucking.
my
good.
livelihood versus your livelihood.
Yeah, man. It's the littlest thing that will separate the best.
Which is why that's why what I said was earlier about just focusing on what I can do and
Yeah.
all the minor details in my life, every fine detail.
100%.
I'm just trying to make perfect.
Well, you're doing it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Just keep grinding.
Thank you.
We're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna leave the floor to you. Tell the folks how they can check you out if they want to follow you, check your next fight out. Any sponsors you want to shout out. It's up to you, man.
Yeah, definitely you imposed the will.
Oh, man.
Thank you for having me on the podcast. And if you guys want to follow me on my journey to the top, then you can follow me on Instagram at j_Augie. I don't know if any other companies want to work with me other than Impose the Will or what the issue is. But I don't have any other sponsors right now. But if you guys just follow me, I'm sure you'll see my next fight updates, and I keep everything up front for everyone.
Yeah, well, it's just the beginning, dude. You're at the very start of the journey, dude.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's been 10 years, so it feels like
It feels like a long time.
a long time.
Yeah.
But then I remind myself, damn, I'm 2-0.
Yeah, dude. 2-0 pro.
Relax.
Crushed them in the first round, man.
Just breathe.
Yeah,
It's coming.
it will.
It's coming.
Oh, absolutely. Right on, dude.
I appreciate you.
All right, everybody. Until next time.
Thank you.